This is my market recap of no trades taken today. It was an alright day with trades. My budget was correct. Everything was correct. It's just that no entries here, right? But I did have entry. But as I said, my mistake I made from yesterday, it was same setup like that. But if I would have taken that, I would have had two losses, right? Which is not ideal. But let me push the cat away. Cat, come on, man. Stop ruining the stream, man. Stop ruining the video, man. Say what's good to the. It was good to them. Yeah. It was back up bothering me, man. Leave me alone, man. But yeah, let's get to this. And we're gonna go over the whole day, for the whole thing. My bias for my take profit. My take profit is right over here. TP1, TP2. And let's go over why I was looking for short, right? Simple reasons, my narrative to the downside. But if you go to the weekly time frame, weekly we go from my weekly IRL to ERL. Daily we have a CRT as well. Daily we go from a ERL to IRL, which is for VAGAP. On the 4 hour time frame, is where we build our narrative, right? So our higher time frame bias narrative is all fixed and everything is correct. We got our higher time frame narrative and bias. So now on the lower top on the 4 hour time frame, what's our order flow? Our order flow is bearish. How's the order flow bearish? Market tapped a weekly key level this low and market closed below it, so the order flow is not as bearish. So after on there on end, we're looking for sales, right? You can see market rejected the high and broke through the low, right? Get to the high, low time for turtle soup, and market broke to the low. Pretty simple as that. And our other than that, we really had nothing in a 4 hour else. We didn't have any daily range here. We didn't have any dynamic range that went with us. We only had this range right over here to go to the downside. But for my daily profiling, for my weekly profile, I wasn't really looking for anything because it's not Wednesday yet, and Wednesday the major news, right? Wednesday can decide my weekly profile. That's what I do. I like to use the major news as my way of predicting the thing. Although you can be like, okay, that's isn't that bad because that's going to something better long run. But no, I'm gonna build both of them, right? Because those news, there's major news that happens on the week or the expansion, right? It causes expansions on a week, so that's what I know. Which weekly market profile would it be for the week, right? So for my daily profile, I was looking for a New York continuation. You see how London, I mean, the 5 p.m. CRT was not the CRT. The 9 p.m. was the CRT. Our 1 a.m. candle was the manipulation and expansion. Our 1 a.m. would make the high day, so we're looking for a normal protection profile. So that means New York should high likely continue to move to the downside or to the upside, depending on the bias over here. For me, it would be to the bias. Yesterday, bias scored correct as well. So right over here, what else do we had? Other than that, I wasn't really looking for the market to go all the way over here. I wasn't looking for the market to go all the way over here because that CRT high on the 4 hour time frame. Because market is a New York continuation. A New York continuation, market likes to use the hourly CRT except the 4 hour, right? Because market wants to continue. Because if this does this, it's gonna be a huge retracement. It can take way too long for the market to go hit the drone liquidity, which is all the way down here, right? So now let's go to the hourly time frame where we get into action here. Hourly time frame, we had an SMT here. You can see SMT with GU 8 a.m., 9 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m., right? So the market didn't play the EU didn't EU showed weaker signs while GU saw the stronger signs, right? You see, right when I had the SMT, I was looking for a Model 1 in there, looking for a Model 1 entry. When I was looking for that Model 1 entry, it was around somewhere over here, looking for the Model 1 because we had SMT over here, right? So what led me to not taking this trade? As you can remember, right, yesterday trade, I don't like to do a body. I only like to do a body if there's a consecutive candle. If there's not a consecutive candle, I don't use body, right? You can see if I would use body in this case, stop loss would have been hit because I'm using the body. Stop loss would have been hit, right? What if I reused it again one more time? There would have been no losses here, right? But I like to take only one trade position, and I like to take the higher probability, right? So this right here is not my. I had no interest on this. I was looking for a full body closure below this on this candle, but market only closed out above the body, and the body was the sponsor to this down move. Yes, you can see this that delivered to the downside. This was the move that delivered to the drone Luki, which is older over here, right? But my guys, I like to focus on higher probability, right? If you would have done the body, I had one loss right over here, and yeah. I'm only taking one trade. I want to take the higher probability of the. I want to be taking the higher probability of the model number one, because I can only take one trade per session, regardless of the outcome. I can only take one trade per day, regardless for the outcome, right? So if I can't be doing this, right? So yeah, and for the SMT that we had, I was going to de-risk. I was going to risk $100 per trade instead of 125 because I'm de-risking this past couple of days. So I would have de-risked regardless if I would enter the trade or not, right? Because with SMT, I usually de-risk, but yeah. So yeah, with SMT, I de-risk. When there's no SMT, I don't de-risk, right? Because SMT, I like the candle to purge out the liquidity. If the candle does not purge out liquidity, I don't have to use it, right? If the candle can't purge out the liquidity, I like to not de-risk. I like to use a normal risk, but the candle does not get purged out, and that's SMT. I like de-risk, right? But yeah, our drone liquidity was older over here on the. Our drone liquidity was first of all the SMT low. Obviously it's gonna be over here, right? Our first drone liquidity was over here. Second drone liquidity was over here. Why was it older over here? Although we said we're supposed to go to a CRT only, this was the daily CRT and a daily CRT because if you go to the hourly time frame, right, what do we have in the hourly time frame? SMT. This right over here is like the last total soup before hitting the drone liquidity, which is all over here. Last total soup, last, I'm saying last total soup before hitting the drone liquidity, meaning the last market is the last time, the last, sequence before hitting the drone liquidity, right? Probably wondering, well, there was no there was no soup of liquidity, there was no, soup of this high, there was no purge of this liquidity, there's no purge of this CRT high that could be counted as a CRT. By the way, this purge of the high could be counted as a last total soup, right? But what prevented it from happening? SMT. So that's how we're looking for entry there, right? Without waiting for this without waiting for this CRT high to get purged, right? We're just looking for entry because we're at SMT there with GU, right? And yeah, you can see this high was protected as well. This high right over here was protected with GU. You can see market this high purged it out. The 17, the 7 a.m. candle purged out the 8 a.m. candle purged out the 7 a.m. This one, the 7 a.m. did not, the 8 a.m. candle did not purge out the 7 a.m. right? Neither the 9 a.m. purged out the 8 a.m. right? So we had an SMT. So this was protected high right over here where the market was not going to go. So SMT would have been the way to enter out the trade off, right? And yeah, as you can see, the drone liquidity got met. And yeah, no trade for me because it had my scenario 1 or 2 in there, so they didn't really take this trade. But it's still, regardless, still gonna do the market recap because we're gonna talk about why did it take it, why did it do it, right? But yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later.